My electricity bill, $400. For what? I'm not running a factory. I'm not mining Bitcoin. I'm running my air conditioning, some heating, and charging my phone. $400. I have 27 solar panels on my roof. 27. You know what my true-up cost was last April? $1,800 with 27 panels. Make it make sense, please. And you know what PG&E tells me? Well, your bill is 4% lower than last year. Oh, great. So instead of getting robbed for $416, I'm only getting robbed for $400. Thank you, PG&E. Really appreciate that.
Electricity rates are increasing faster than inflation. Tonight, a report from California's Legislative Analyst Office says for people living in the state, that's exactly what's happening.
California's electric rates have gone up 47% in 4 years. 47%. Inflation, 18%. So electricity is going up almost 3 times faster than everything else. And nobody's doing anything about it. What's up, everybody? This is Ramin. I'm here, real talk. Let's talk about why your electric bill is so insane and who's actually responsible.
Electricity rates in California are so much higher than the national average, and they have been going up steadily year after year, and people don't understand why this is happening.
When you ask the politicians why electricity is so expensive, you know what they say? Climate change. Climate change? Really? Climate change isn't happening just in California. Texas has climate. Florida has climate. Arizona's even got climate, I heard. You know what they don't have? $400 electricity bills. What's happening in California isn't climate change. It's policy change. Policies that are raising your bill every single month. And for what?
What California is doing is not really affecting the climate, because California is too small in the global climate. It's only 1% of all greenhouse gas emissions.
California is 1% of the whole global greenhouse gas emissions. 1%. China's burning coal. India's burning coal. Germany's burning coal. And we're supposed to believe that California by itself is going to save the entire planet by charging you $400 a month by making it impossible to afford to live here. We're not saving the planet. We're just punishing ourselves.
There is a tax, it's a hidden tax called the Cap and Trade Program on electricity generation plants. They are essentially charged for running their motors, and it's because they're emitting greenhouse gases. So for every ton of greenhouse gas emissions, they have to buy a permit and they have to pay into a greenhouse gas reduction fund. And of course, you pay that as a consumer.
Let me tell you what's really going on. There's a hidden tax on your electric bill, cap and trade. Every power plant in California has to buy permits for their greenhouse gas emissions. Every ton of emissions, they pay for it. And guess who really pays for it? You. On your electric bill, on your gas bill, on everything you buy that's made or moved in California. It's a hidden tax, and it's making everything much more expensive.
Professor of economics at UC Davis, James Bushnell, says as more people go solar, it leaves utility companies charging their customers more, so the utility can upkeep the infrastructure.
And then there are the rebates. Oh, the rebates. Your neighbor put a solar panel on his roof? Good for him. You know who paid for it? You did. There are rebate programs, incentive programs, subsidies, all funded by ratepayers. That is you. Your neighbor gets a $10,000 rebate for his solar panels. Where does that money come from? Your electric bill. Your neighbor gets a rebate for new windows. Your electricity bill. Your neighbor gets a rebate for an electric water heater. Your electricity bill. It's a shell game. Take money from you, give a little rebate to him, call it green, and pat yourselves on the back. You're not saving the environment. You're just paying for your neighbor's home upgrades. And here's what really gets me. I have 27 panels. I produce more electricity than I use most months. But you know what the PUC decided? Well, they make me sell my excess energy back to PG&E for less than 5 cents a kilowatt hour. Then our buddy PG&E turns around and sells it to my neighbor for 23 cents. 5 cents to buy it from me, 23 cents to sell it to him. That's not a partnership. That's a scam. The PUC, Public Utilities Commission, is supposed to protect ratepayers. But you know what they really do? They give PG&E whatever they want. It's a rubber stamp. PG&E asks for a rate hike, approved. PG&E asks for more profit margin, Approved. PG&E burns down a town that needs to cover their lawsuits. You got it. Approved. Put it on the ratepayers. The PUC isn't protecting you. They're protecting PG&E.
Profitability of SDG&E's investor, Sempra, is skyrocketing.
And while you're paying $400 a month, SDG&E made $891 million in profit last year, $936 million the year before, $915 million the year before that. Record profits year after year after year, while you can barely afford to run your air conditioner. And you know what they're asking for now? Well, they want to increase their profit margin from 10.23% to 11.25% because apparently $891 million isn't enough. They need more, and the PUC will probably give it to them. Now, here's another thing. California has mandated that utilities buy renewable energy. Solar, wind, they have to sign long-term contracts for that.
And what else is making your electricity rates go up and up? These mandates and targets and goals that the legislature has been passing year after year. Going back to about 2006, they've been passing mandates for using renewable energy.
But they can't sign long-term contracts for natural gas or nuclear, even though that's what actually powers the state.
The sun goes down, and every night, California runs on natural gas, nuclear, large hydroelectric, and imported electricity.
Every single night. 55 to 60% of your electricity comes from natural gas, but we're shutting down gas plants. We're planning to shut down our last nuclear plant, but we're pretending we can run on solar and wind, but the technology simply is not there yet, guys.
Batteries sound like a great idea. You store all that solar energy during the day, you have batteries that give it to you all. They run out by midnight.
Store the solar during the day, use it at night. But you know what happens by 7 p.m.? Batteries are providing maybe 7 to 8% of the state's power. By 10 p.m., almost nothing. By midnight, well, they're out. So we're back to natural gas. The same natural gas we're trying to get rid of. The math doesn't math.
So what's the solution that the legislature came up with? Well, in 2022, in the space of about 3 days, they passed a last-minute budget bill with a provision in it that required the utilities, the investor-owned utilities, that's PG&E, San Diego Gas and Electric, Southern California Edison, requires them to create a rate structure that raises a fixed charge above what it currently is. I think it's $10 now, fixed charge for being connected to the grid, raises it based on your income.
And here's Sacramento's brilliant solution to high electricity prices. Charge you more based on your income. Yeah, you heard me. They passed a law in 3 days, hidden in a budget bill, requires utilities to charge you a fixed monthly fee based on how much money you make. The more you earn, the more you pay, even if you use the same amount of electricity as your neighbor. So if you worked hard, got a good job, built something for yourself, congratulations. You get to pay more for electricity, not because you use more, because you earn more. That's California's logic. And here's the thing. You can only tax people so much. You can only squeeze so hard. At some point, people leave. At some point, businesses leave. At some point, the whole thing collapses on itself. How about instead of finding new ways to take our money, you stop spending? Novel concept, I know. And if all that is not enough, they're working on a program to shut off your electricity from a central command. When demand exceeds supply, hot summer day for instance, they might shut you off. Heat wave? Yeah, they might shut you off. They call it demand response. I call it third world energy policy. This is California, the 5th largest economy in the world. And we're planning for blackouts? Look, Californians are looking at their electric bills and saying, how in the hell am I going to pay for this and my rent? How am I going to cover my energy costs and put food on the table? And the politicians, well, they're focused on climate change and climate goals for 2045, 20 years from now, while you can't pay your bill today. Look, I'm all for clean air. I remember the smog in the 70s and 80s. We fixed that. We did the work. The air is clean now, but this obsession with being green, well, this need to be the most environmentally pure state in the country It's costing us our homes. It's costing us our businesses. It's costing us our future. Stop trying to save the planet by bankrupting California. We are 1% of global emissions. We're not saving anything. We're just making life unaffordable for regular people like you and me. This is Real Talk. If this video made you angry, I'm glad. Hit subscribe. I'm posting every day. Drop your electricity bill horror story in the comments. I want to see those numbers. I'm Ramin. This is Real Talk. I'm out.